Israel and God destroys 5/6 of that entire army. And to kind of keep from being wiped off the map, this Muslim comes up with a peace agreement with Israel to keep Israel from destroying all the Muslim nations. Then in verse 4 it says, "And there went out another horse that was red. Power was given to him that sat upon him to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword." At this time after the rapture, all peace is taken from the earth. You know, we think today that it is lawlessness, anarchy and everything going on, but right now there is still peace on the earth. The church is still here. There is peace here. The Holy Spirit is here. But when all this is gone, we ain't seen nothing to what it's going to be during that time. To go to the grocery store, because there's going to be hardly any food. You could be killed just by having food, people taking it from you. It's just going to be a lawless world at this time. The third seal. "And when he had opened the third seal, I heard a third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." It's going to take everything you can make in a day to buy food for that day. It's going to cost your entire day's wages to buy food. There's going to be a huge shortage. We can see that actually starting to happen now. I think I read this last Sunday. In 1800, 50% of the Americans were farmers, raising their own food to sell. 1945, 45% of the Americans raised their food in backyard gardens. In 2020, 0.1% of Americans raised their own food in their garden. We are just so dependent upon everybody else to feed us. And it's going to come back and it's going to bite everybody. Because China right now, they own vast acreage of the American farmland. I was talking to the lady in the White House out here this week. She had called her sister that lives in Texas. It was 106 degrees air temp there that particular day. She was also talking to her brother that lives in Texas, and he sold a whole herd of cattle because he has no water for the cattle. They were going to die, so he just had to take them to market and sell them for whatever he could get out of them. A young lady at work, she's moved here from Texas, and I was talking to her about it last night, and she said her grandfather had just sold a big herd of cattle. No water for it. She said along the roads down there, there is miles of cattle trailers set beside the road. People trying to sell their cattle, just straight out of the trailers along the highway. So they're selling these. They're not bringing in young calves to raise more cattle. So the food is going to get real short. We can still see that happening today in the grocery stores. The fourth seal, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with sword, hunger, death, and with the beast of the field. That's kind of what I'm wanting to talk about here for a little bit. There is 7.9 billion people on the earth today. A bunch of us. 2.3 billion claim to be a Christian. So with that, the 2.3 claiming to be a Christian, we'll go to Matthew 25, 1 through 13. Then the kingdom of heaven be likened unto the 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, 5 were foolish. And they that were foolish took their lamps, but took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there came a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go you out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose, trimmed their lamps, and the foolish said to the wise, Give us of your oil, and for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, No, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterwards came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open up to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour when the Son of Man cometh. That's a picture of the rapture. We don't know when. But according to this, about half of the people that profess Christianity are the noun. They are in word only. They are going to be left behind. So with the 2.3 billion that claim to be Christians, using that as an example, 1.5 billion will be raptured out of the earth at this time. And so that will leave 6.7 billion people that's going to go into the tribulation. And Revelation 6:8 says that a fourth of the people will be killed by sword, hunger, death, and the beasts of the earth. Let's kind of assume on this that out of this 1.7 billion, the sword, the hunger, the death, that's going to be your disease, pest,